morning, students. How are you all? Hope you all are healthy and fit at your home. So, student, this is your mathematics class for class 9th. This is chapter 7. Chapter name Triangles. So, student, this is your revision lecture 1. Students, with your yesterday's lecture, we finished all things which is present in your chapter number 7. From today onwards, we will revise your chapter number 7. Today, we will revise some concepts related to your chapter and theorems as well, because now we have to recall all the theorems and concepts is compulsory for revision and preparation for your test. So students, start your lecture with the definition of triangle. First of all, definition of a triangle is a plane figure bounded between three line segments in a plane is called a triangle. A plane figure bounded between three lines in a plane is also called a triangle, or we can say it a area bounded between three line segments in a plane is called a triangle, or area bounded between three lines in a plane is called a triangle. You can say all these definitions. So now in triangle we have six different elements, basic six different elements. First is side AB, second side AC, third side BC, fourth angle A, fifth angle B, sixth angle C. After these six basic elements, we have three more elements in it, which are vertex A, vertex B and vertex C. So these are the elements of triangle. Now the types of triangle. Types of triangle. The classification of triangle on the basis of two things. One is sides, another one is angle. On the basis of side, we have three different type of triangle. First is scalene triangle, in which all sides of a triangle, it means all three sides of a triangle, are different to each other. They are not equal to each other, they are different to each other. Isosceles triangle, in which two sides out of three of a triangle are equal to each other. Equilateral triangles are those triangles in which all three sides of a triangle are equal to each other. On the basis of angle, we have three different type of triangle. Acute angled triangle, in which all angles are acute angle. Right angled triangle, in which one angle is 90 degree, is called right angled triangle. Obtuse angled triangle, in which one angle is obtuse, we call that triangle as obtuse angled triangle. This is the classification of triangle on the basis of side as well as angles. Congruency of line segment. Two line segments are congruent if and only if their length are equal. If the measurement of the line AB, line segment AB, and the measurement of the line segment CD are equal to each other, then these two line segments are congruent to each other. Congruency of angles. Two angles are congruent if and only if their measurements are equal. If the measurement of angle BAC and the measurement of angle EDF are equal to each other, then they are congruent to each other. So with the help of congruency of line segment and congruency of angles, it is very clear and understand that the congruency means we have to equal to each other or we have to impose to each other. So Now the congruency of triangles. Two triangles are congruent if and only if one of them can be made superpose on the other so that as to cover it exactly. It means he wants to say that if a triangle ABC and DEF are superimposed to each other, it means if we will put one triangle to the other, then they are cover each other completely or exactly. Vertex A is completely covered with the vertex D, vertex B is completely covered with the vertex C, and vertex E, and the vertex C is completely covered with the vertex F. If this triangle ABC is completely covered with the triangle DEF, then these two triangles are congruent to each other. But one condition is there, that we have to take corresponding parts. If we are taking corresponding parts A and D as well as B and E and CF, so the name of the triangle is ABC and DEF, we can change their name. So after this, congruency part is also changed. Corresponding parts also changed. Next one is axiom 7.1. Now you know the difference between axiom and theorems. Axioms are those statements which are universal truth and we can't prove them and they do not have any proof. Theorems are those statements which we can prove them and they have proof. We can prove them with the help of our previous knowledge and with some logical reasoning, axioms, identities, we call them as theorem. First axiom 7.7 is a congruence rule, SAS. A congruence rule, SAS. S means side, A means angle. So side, angle, side. Two triangles are congruent if two sides and the included angle. Please pay attention on this word, included angle. Included means angle should be present in between these two sides. So two triangles are congruent if two sides and the included angle of one triangle are equal to the side and the included angle of the other triangle. It means in these two triangles, if two sides, two corresponding sides of these two triangles and the included angle equal to each other, then they are congruent to each other by a congruence rule, SAS. So two triangles are congruent if two sides and the included angle of one triangle is equal to the another corresponding parts of another triangle, then they are congruent to each other. This is the axiom 7.1. SAS congruence rule as an axiom, it does not have any proof. Now theorem 7.1. Theorem 7.1 is congruence rule ASA. It is a theorem and we have to prove it. ASA means angle, side, angle, and side must be included side between two angles. Two triangles are congruent if two angles and the included side of one triangle are equal to the two angles and the included side of the other triangle. Or we can say that two triangles are congruent if two angles and the included side of one triangle are equal to the corresponding parts of other triangle. We also say like this. So what is given in these two triangle ABC and DEF? We have a triangle ABC and triangle DEF. Angle B and angle E are equal to each other. Angle C and angle F are also equal to each other, and BC and EF are equal to each other. This is given. So what we have to prove? We have to prove triangle ABC and DEF are congruent to each other. For proof, we will take three cases, because I already explained in your previous lectures also, because it is a theorem, we can't take three elements from here directly. We have to make one element by ourselves. We will take two things from there. For the congruency we need three elements. We will take two elements from here, but for the one element we will take something from the other side. So in the case 1, I am taking let AB is equal to DE. AB is equal to DE. It is not possible that they are equal to each other. It may be possible that AB is greater than DE. It may be possible that AB is less than DE. So we will take all three cases. First case, let AB is equal to DE. In a triangle ABC and DEF, AB is equal to DE, from where it comes? Assumed. Angle B and angle E are equal, given. BC and EF given. So by SAS congruence rule, we have both the triangles are congruent. Now case second. AB is greater than DE. AB is greater than DE. So we can't take them as it is. We have to do something and take a side or take a part from this line segment which is equal to DE. So students, we can take P on AB such that PB and DE are equal to each other. Now in the triangle PBC and DEF, PB is equal to DE by construction. Angle B and angle E are equal, given. BC and EF are also equal, given. So by SAS rule, we have both the triangle PBC and DEF are equal to each other. If PBC and DEF are congruent to each other, then definitely this angle 1 is equal to angle F by CPCT, corresponding parts of congruent triangle. But a complete angle C is equal to F, it is given. So it is a contradiction. It is only possible when 1 is equal to F by CPCT, F is equal to C, it is given from the equation 1 and 2. Angle 1 is equal to C. It is only possible when P is coincide with angle with vertex A. So BA is equal to ED. So the triangle ABC and DEF are equal to, congruent to each other. Now case third. Case third, let AB is less than DE. We can take M on DE because it is greater than. We will take M on DE such that EM and AB are equal to each other. Now in triangle ABC and MEF, AB is equal to ME by construction. Angle B and angle E are equal to each other, given. BC and EF are also equal to each other, given. So by SAS congruence rule, both the triangles are congruent. So if they both are congruent to each other, then angle C is equal to angle 2. But angle C is equal to angle F, it is given. This is a contradiction. This is only possible when this M is coincide with this vertex D. So that by SAS rule, we have both the triangles are congruent. Angle C is equal to angle 2 by CPCT, but angle C is equal to F, it is given. It is only possible when M is coincide with D. ME is equal to ED and AB is equal to DE. So the triangles ABC and DEF are congruent to each other. In all three cases, we proved triangle ABC and DEF are congruent to each other. So definitely these two triangles are congruent to each other. Hence proved. This is your theorem first. Now students, your second theorem, theorem 7.2. Theorem 7.2 is angle opposite to equal side of an isosceles triangle are equal. It means what is given? Equal sides are given and we have to prove that opposite angles are also equal. So we have diagram also here. AB is equal to AC. It is given AB is equal to AC. Sides, prove that angle B and angle C are equal to each other. So for this question, we will do a small construction. We will do a construction. We will draw a angle A bisector. We will draw angle A bisector which cut BC at point D. Now in triangle BAD and CAD, remember about the corresponding parts. I took BAD and CAD. So B is corresponding to C, A is corresponding to A and D is corresponding to D. Now we need three elements for the congruency. In this diagram, AB is equal to AC, it is given. Angle 1 is equal to angle 2 by construction and AD is common. So by SAS rule, so by AB is equal to AC given, angle 1 is equal to angle 2 by construction, AD is equal to AD common. So by SAS rule, we have both the triangles are congruent and angle B is equal to angle C by CP/CT. Now your next theorem, theorem 7.3. Theorem 7.3 is the opposite or converse of theorem 7.2. Theorem 7.3. Side opposite to equal angles of a triangle are equal. It means what is given? Equal angles are given and side opposite to them are also equal. We have to prove it. So in this triangle, triangle A, so what is given? Angle B and angle C are equal to each other. What we have to prove? That AB is equal to AC. AB is equal to AC. We have to do a construction. Similarly, your theorem 7.2, we will draw a angle A bisector which cut BC at point D. Now in these two triangles, we have to prove congruency. So we need three elements. So first element is angle B is equal to angle C. Second one is angle 1 and angle 2 are equal to each other because it by construction AD is common. AD is common. So students, this is your congruence rule. In triangle BAD and CAD, angle B is equal to angle C given. Angle 1 and angle 2 by construction, AD is equal to AD common. So that by rule AAS, we have BAD is congruent to CAD. AB is equal to AC by CPCT. You know the meaning of CPCT? Congruent part, corresponding parts of congruent triangle. So students, now theorem 7.4. Theorem 7.4 is again a congruent rule. Two triangles are congruent if three sides of one triangle are equal to the corresponding three sides of the other triangle. It means it is a congruence rule SSS. Two triangles are congruent if three sides of one triangle are equal to the corresponding three sides of the other triangle. So in these two triangles, triangle ABC and DEF, what is given? Triangle side AB is equal to DE, side AC is equal to DF and side BC is equal to EF. It is given in this triangle. So students, similarly your theorem 7.1, we have three elements but we can't use directly them. We use only two elements. For the one element we have to do something. So we have to prove triangle ABC is congruent to triangle GEF. First of all, if GEF is congruent, then we can say that we have to prove that DEF also, because DEF and GEF are congruent to each other by construction. So students, we will draw or do a construction. We will draw a side EG. We will draw a side EG which is equal to AB by construction. Angle B and angle 1 are equal to each other by construction. So we will draw EG like this. EG is equal to AB, angle B is equal to angle 1. So join GF. Now first of all we have to congruent these two triangles and then try to find another element which is different from these three elements. So students, in triangle ABC and GEF, first I will explain with the help of diagram. In triangle ABC and GEF, for the congruency we need three elements. First, AB is equal to EG by construction. Angle B and angle 1 are equal to each other by construction. BC and EF are equal to each other given. So by which rule? By SAS, both the triangles are congruent. So we will take something CPCT. Angle A and angle G are equal to each other by CPCT. AC is equal to GF by CPCT. But students, AC is equal to DF. It is given AC equal to DF. Now proved that AC is equal to GF. So definitely DF and GF are equal to each other. Similarly, AB is equal to DE given, AB is equal to DE given, but AB is equal to EG also equal by construction. So these two sides are also equal. In this triangle DFG, these two sides are equal, then these two angles are also equal. In triangle DEG, if these two sides are equal, so the base angles are also equal. Base angles are also equal by the theorem 7.2. So we will add them. This complete angle is equal to this complete angle. It means D and G are equal to each other. But for some seconds ago, we proved angle A and angle G are equal to each other. Now I proved G is equal to D. So definitely from these two equations, A and D are equal to each other. Now in these two triangle, three elements are there, and now I proved one, angle A and angle D. So we proved them congruent. So now I will explain with the help of your, in triangle ABC and GEF, BC equal to EF given, AB is equal to EG by construction, angle B is equal to angle 1 by construction. So that by SAS congruence rule, we have triangle ABC and GEF are congruent to each other. Angle A and G equal by CPCT, AC is equal to GF by CPCT. So D is equal to GE, DF is equal to GF. In triangle EGD, I already explained D and G are equal. So angle 2 and angle 3 are also equal to each other. Angle opposite to equal sides are equal. In triangle FGD, DF and GF are equal. So the base angles are also equal with the same reason. Add equation number 1 and 2. After adding equation number 1 and 2, we have angle 2 plus 4 is equal to 3 plus 5. Angle D and angle G are equal. But angle G and A are equal to each other. So definitely A and D are equal to each other. Now we will take our basic triangles which we want to prove them as congruent. Triangle ABC and DEF. AB is equal to DE given. Angle A and angle D are equal, proved above. AC and DF equal given. So by SAS rule, we have triangle ABC and DEF are congruent to each other. So student, this is your fourth theorem. In today's lecture, we revise all concept related to congruency, like what is triangle, classification of triangles, congruency of line segment, congruency of angle, congruency of triangles, and congruent rule with 4 theorems, and as well as exam notes. So now student, today's homework. So students, today's homework is revise and learn theorem 7.1 to 7.4 and learn definitions also of chapter number 7. So students, if you have any doubt and any query, then please mention in your comment section. All remaining theorems we will discuss tomorrow in your revision 2. So pay attention all theorems 7.1 to 7.4. Thank you. Have a nice day.